Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with his Wednesday expert, Mr. Matt, the mortgage guy. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Awesome, man. One of the things I want to do, because again, as a mortgage broker helping owner occupied and investors, you get to see the market. You get to see what's going on. Obviously, I had a conversation with Omar, who's one of my Tuesday experts. And we talked about, Omar talked about his market slowing down, which is the high desert, think Southern California. Not a lot, but there were early signs. I talked about my market of Fresno, California, where the luxury market seems to be stacking up and having price reductions. But I wanted to talk about Sacramento and what you're seeing across the country, because you now see all 50 states. You talk with investors and buyers all over. Is anybody else seeing the slowdown, or are we just all wet? What's going on?
Well, that was the thing that I was like, it's fun sometimes to not be in total agreement on all things. And I heard that, I'm like, well, when is that coming to my town? When is that traveling carnival going to come take a stop in Sacramento? Because, it is as hard as it's ever been. And the funny part is, like, some of the ways to track some of this stuff, I feel like, is like the conversations and the videos of mine that are getting the most views. Yeah. With 600 plus videos, the market feels like it did last March. And the videos, like how to win in an insanely competitive market and how to write an offer in a seller's market, like all these things, like people are commenting on those and watching those and asking the same questions that we were being asked when we were in a quote unquote like frenzy type market, right? Yeah. And it's felt like that in January and February. Some stuff that I'm seeing where it's like, we're not done setting records. Then I kind of poll the audience when I'm doing YouTube live and say, how many offers have you put in? What does it look like where you're at? And I'm hearing things like 100,000 over ask in North Carolina. Oh, wow. I've got to put in a bid even on the new build stuff in Florida.
I heard that. I heard that's happening. They're not even listing. They're having people bid on new product. That tells you how hot the market is.
Right. And it used to be like, I'm tired of putting in offers. I'm just going to go to a new build and I know what the price is and I just get in. Well, and they're like, oh, wait, like people are bidding on houses and paying more. Like, let's do that. Right. So it still feels and maybe, some inventory coming on the next few months is going to help Sacramento and surrounding, 15, 16, 17 days of inventory. I'm an eternal optimist. Let's hope that we can get to 30.
Yeah. And let's hope we get double.
Right. But yeah, it still feels insanely competitive. I don't have the stats on it, but I'd be curious to see, because I look just kind of for fun at the fancy houses too, the above $1 million. And, Sacramento's not that much higher. It's probably 20% higher than Fresno for median.
Yeah. So my median's about, let's call it 385, 390. So where I'm seeing the softness, and that means more listings and price drop, is 3x the median. So what's 3x Sacramento median?
Right. Yeah. And I look at 1.2 to 1.5, just because it's fun to look at.
Yeah. The pretty stuff.
The pretty stuff. And I've seen that, like, stay on a little bit longer or whatnot. But, for my clients who are, first time entry level 400 or even, 500, 600, man, it just feels uber competitive. I've got, some of the same stuff that we've seen where, you can't imagine an offer not getting accepted. You're like 55,000 above ask, which, represents a, 15% above ask, no appraisal contingency, no loan contingency, 30-day rent back. Like, who's not going to accept this? And then you see that it doesn't get accepted.
Yeah. It was third place.
Right. God, what was one I saw? I saw one from Jeb Smith, our buddy down in Southern California.
I actually interviewed him right after that happened. He listed a house for 8.25. Maybe it was 850. It ends up going for 1.25. What? And he said, Michael, we were stretching for 850. I'm like, wow.
Man, makes you want to sell a house.
Yeah, it makes me wish I bought a bunch of those in 2010.
Yeah, but here's the eternal optimist side in me. Tough, super competitive. I hope that we see light at the end of the tunnel at these real estate like meetings that I'm at where I'm talking to agents. It's not just like, me hoping,
Mhm.
oh, this agent has 5 or 6 listings coming on in the next like 4 weeks. This agent says like, I've never had so much action on the listing side than I have right now. And not necessarily like signing the yard, but hey, I've talked to the seller. We're going to do X, Y, and Z. We're going to be on April 1st. I've talked to this seller doing this. And so I hope it comes,
I've been doing this forever. What we're experiencing right now is what I'll call the blow off top rally. We had the rates shoot up, as you know, as a mortgage broker. That actually, every time everybody talks about rates shooting up, killing demand, it does the exact opposite. I keep telling you, you guys will eventually listen to me. It pulls unbelievable demand off the table because everybody was waiting for rates to go down. They didn't go down. So now they come. That's where we are right now. Between kind of February 15th and May 15th, that will burn itself out where rates will then be 2 points higher. Then we will slow down. Then buy box will expand. Then days on markets, you will get your 30 days by June, July, August. You'll go to 45 days. Prices are not coming down. Just inventory will slowly build. Sacramento's days on market in 2018 was 75 days, 80 days. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, I don't think it was that high. I think it was still less than that. But if we go to 2 months, it'll be nice. It'll be nice. It'll be 3 offers, not 15, right?
So this is all coming. The great real estate housing slowdown is coming. Again, that does not mean price drops. It just means less transactions.
Right.
So it's going to be good.
Yeah.
It's coming.
And I think that like speaking on behalf of 115 pre-approved buyers, I don't think that they necessarily need it to be cheaper. They just want it to be less difficult to get something accepted.
Me personally, I'm still trying to buy. I hate having to decide in 6 seconds. It's uncomfortable for me. And I've bought hundreds. I get it. If you only ever bought one, I got to decide right now before I cross the street. Are you kidding me? Yeah. I understand.
I don't know about your markets too, but I know Sacramento has quite a few. This is a pro tip for anybody who made it this far in the video, a little piece of gold for you. We've got buyers who are 400,000, which is really entry level Sacramento. Super tough time. What we've done to get those accepted is we look around, we go, where does Zillow have something that's really overpriced? And it's been sitting on the market for 80 days. Because they're still sitting on a lot of inventory.
Mm-hmm.
That iBuying program where they lost 600 million last year, they've still got thousands of homes, right?
Yeah, they do.
And they're smart. They're not putting 1,000 on in one day. Over time, they're going to list them, right? But there's some where they bought bad, and that was their main problem. It's a whole nother story. And they listed it high because they bought bad. Nobody's going to buy at that elevated price, but you come in 85 days later, and things have appreciated. It's getting pretty close to where like that price almost makes sense now. And I've actually had 2 or 3 buyers go into contract in the last couple of weeks on these Zillow homes where they said, yeah, you were crazy out of your mind when you listed 85 days ago. As days go by, you're getting less crazy. Like, let's meet in the middle. Let's just get this thing off your books.
Yeah.
Let's go 405 and get this thing closed.
Yeah. And again, right around day 60, they're going to be very interested because again, folks, in the accounting world, they've already reserved for the bad debt. They are non-emotional sellers. They don't care. They want them gone. So how can people find you?
Go to greatmortgagebroker.com.
And you do a live stream on what channel?
Matt, the Mortgage Guy on YouTube every Monday, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's all kinds of fun. You want up-to-date, real, true answers. I remind people all the time, it might not be the answer you want to hear, but I'm going to tell you the truth. And for some people, the truth hurts, but at least you'll have it, right?
At least you'll have it. Exactly. Thanks for all you do, buddy.
Yep. Thanks, Mike.
Mm-hmm.